The top TV shows on Disney Plus right now: Bluey, Grey's Anatomy, that's not even in a season right now, Star Wars The Acolyte, and almost beating Star Wars The Acolyte, Modern Family. And that show ended over 4 years ago. This is just further evidence to prove that The Acolyte is hot garbage, and so is the Disney Plus streaming platform. Now, onto the video. Lesbian Space Witches Episode 5 drops tonight, and I know the fandom is really excited about that. And apparently, Episode 5 is Leslie Headland's favorite episode in the entire series. Stop what you're doing right now, go comment, and let me know, why do you think this episode is Leslie Headland's favorite? I can't wait to read those comments. In the most recent news, Elon Musk, of all people, this will make the shills shriek and scream and go crazy. Elon Musk blasted Disney Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy. You see the report here from Yahoo. Elon Musk slams Lucasfilm boss for killing Star Wars with woke propaganda, more deadly than the Death Star, he says, and you'll see his tweet right here on X. This person posted the power of one: planet killer, system killer, fleet killer, and then franchise killer. And he's right about all of that. And then Elon says she's more deadly than the Death Star. But that is only the beginning. Elon Musk was not done yet. You see the post here from The Rabbit Hole. Makes sense. Hard to follow something fans like when you hate your fan base. And you see this IGN tweet. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy has said, women in Star Wars, such as the Acolyte showrunner Leslie Headland, struggle due to the male-dominated fan base. And let's see what Elon had to say about that. Kathleen Kennedy is super bigoted against men. And I have to say, he has plenty of evidence to support that opinion. I would say that's a fact. But the shill media is doing everything that they can to try to salvage this series because, keep in mind, this is not the first season of The Acolyte. This is the series. There will only be one season of this trash show. The current score at 13% with the audience for the show. You just know that the woke media is going to be weighing in ASAP. Like right here with MovieWeb. Despite some bumps along the way, Disney has mostly been good for Star Wars. This article is not even worth reading. Disney has been good for Star Wars? No, you've destroyed the franchise. What are you talking about? It's been an overwhelmingly terrible experience for the fandom. Have they given us some good things? Yeah. Clone Wars Season 7, The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, and Rogue One. And Andor. Andor. Name something else that's been good. Can't do it, can we? But saying that there's been some bumps in the road for Disney Star Wars, but overall everything's been great, that's just not enough. They also have to bring racism into this whole thing. The same tired old playbook, blackenterprise.com. Look at this. Star Wars The Acolyte labeled the most diverse, but is it too woke for fans? It's a fair question. This isn't the first time black actors engulfed in the Star Wars franchise have faced a racist backlash. Here's the problem with this. You can't say that and not show one receipt. All of the people coming out saying racism here, racism there, racism everywhere, but where is it? Show a screenshot. Show anything. You're just assuming that all of that's happening. I'm not saying it's not happening. There are crazy people around the world, no doubt about it. But what they're doing is hiding behind this whole virtue signaling, calling it racism. That's the problem here. You got to be kidding me, guys. That's fake. That's just straight up fake. They can't stand the fact that the show is not good and the general audience, the Star Wars general audience, does not like this show and calls it exactly what it is. So what's the problem here? It's not that it's a bad show. It's not that the writing's terrible, the acting's terrible. Leslie Headland hired a team that doesn't know anything about Star Wars because she didn't want people who knew any expertise in Star Wars. So now we have a show in Star Wars that doesn't feel like Star Wars. And you don't think that's a problem. No, the only problem here is racism. Come on, man, that is a joke. Show me the big wave of fans saying the only issue that they have is the color of people's skin in the show. Nobody's saying that. And oh, by the way, after watching Amanda Stenberg's video, I wouldn't be calling the fans racist. I would probably say it's her, but the media is going to defend until it's all over, until it has literally been burnt to the ground. The Acolyte's low Rotten Tomatoes shows Star Wars fans at their worst. This article was posted just yesterday, and I want you to see only the way they finish this.
Today's secret word is...
Living in the middle ground allows for proper, insightful discourse, as opposed to the lobbing of insults or spewing of hate speech that the Star Wars fandom has delved into, especially when it comes to the franchise's latest streaming series. What they're saying is, if you either like it or don't like it, you don't really offer a fair critique. You have to be in the middle, which kind of is ironic because that's a problem with the show. Getting rid of the whole good versus evil, right versus wrong, blurring the lines between all of that. Here is this writer at the Direct literally saying, if you are somebody who is insulting or spewing any type of negativity, then your critique of the show is moot. So they're just going to discount every single person. They have to. That's the only way that they can win. They have to discount every single person that has reviewed the show negatively because they're biased. Come on, man. Everybody's biased. What are we talking about? And here's the most damning thing of all. Here it is. Our friend Geek Daddy posted this video on Twitter. George Lucas explaining the Force and making Kennedy and her feminist goons look bad. Hashtag fire Kathleen Kennedy. Hashtag the Acolyte. Hashtag the Force. Just check this out, guys. Just check this out.
You were in Star Wars, would you be on the light or the dark side?
Dark side.
Yeah, 100% dark side. Dark side user right here. So sorry, but the dark side is cooler.
It just is.
They don't know anything about what they're talking about.
The dark side is pleasure, biological, and temporary, and easy to achieve. The light side is joy, everlasting, and difficult to achieve. One is selfless, one is selfish, and you want to keep them in balance. What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance, and then you get really selfish, and you forget about everybody. And
Have you heard anybody tied to this show say anything like George Lucas just did? And oh, by the way, remember, it was just 3 weeks ago where George Lucas came out and publicly said, the only person that knows Star Wars is me. For example, I'm the only one that really understands the Force. The proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen.
I like the gray Jedi code. The gray Jedi code, and like I am just kind of a
Gray Jedi is Disney Star Wars.
diplomatic person.
The best parts about Star Wars is there is no good or evil. It depends on what side you're standing on, truly. You know what I mean?
No good or evil. That's the best. That's the best thing about Star Wars. It's exactly their agenda here.
Would be both. I guess I'd be gray, you know?
It being able to access your emotions, but using your emotions for good.
because when you get selfish, you get stuff, or you want stuff. And when you want stuff and you get stuff, then you are afraid somebody's going to take it away from you, whether it's a person or a thing or a particular pleasure, experience. Once you become afraid that somebody's going to take it away from you or you're going to lose it, then you start to become angry.
Just like Mother Anna say, I would be questioning the whole system of saying what is light and what is dark. I think definitely Jodie Turner-Smith would be like not existing inside of either side.
I guess I'd be gray.
Gray, 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 in the middle, neutral. There is no good, there is no bad, there is no right, there is no wrong. The Jedi are corrupt, the Jedi are bad. The witches are good in Disney Star Wars. What are we doing? And those are just so many different reasons why this show is an absolute failure. We'll be live tonight right after the show drops and we're able to watch it. Come and join us here at Echo Base Network as we continue our Acolyte coverage and the destruction of a once great franchise. Just keep in mind, Disney Star Wars is not George Lucas Star Wars. They're just not the same thing. We are your Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. See you on the next one.